Hello friends, welcome to online shopping cart using Blazor server. This is part 8 of the online shopping cart. So in our previous video, we have seen how we have created this shopping list and the products for a particular category, and also the logic to show the counter in the cart and also the remove from cart and all this stuff. Now what we have to do is, like, whenever we add anything in the cart and user clicks on this cart icon, then in that case, instead of my cart, I should show all the items which are already added to the cart. Okay, so let's go through the design. So here in this, the page we are going to use is my cart. Let's add the required namespace here. Okay, so all the required namespace I have added here, and let's declare the my cart variable. Okay, so we are creating a list of cart model and naming it as my cart. Along with this, we'll also need few more variables like the shipping address, the total, subtotal and all. So let's create all the required variables. Okay, so here I have created this required variable: shipping address, payment mode, username, user email, subtotal, shipping address and final total. Okay, so this is the basic variables declaration. Now along with this, I'll also need the notify event callback variable, which we'll use to update the admin panel. So in our admin panel, okay, in our index page we have used that. Let's copy that and paste it here. Okay, now if you see this page, like, there's no input action. Whenever user navigates from index page, the main page, to the my cart, then in that case we just, whatever is there in this my cart session, that we have to simply bind it to our structure. Okay, so we see, whenever the page gets loaded for the first time after successful loading, this is what we get. Okay, so in our index page, we'll copy this event and paste it here. So whenever the screen will load for the first time, we will get the data from the cart. If there is anything in the cart, then we will process through and bind it to assign this to our main variable my cart. Okay, so inside this, we will add our logic to assign the value to the my cart. So if you see, this my cart is nothing but the entire cart model. It contains the product ID, image, everything, all the required details. So if there are more than one product, then it's a list. So that whatever is there in our session, that we are converting into cart model list and assigning. If the result is success, that means the value is there. In that case, we are assigning it to this my cart. And for each item in the cart, we just want to find out the subtotal. Okay, so subtotal will be the cart price into quantity, and the shipping address will be the my cart.first address. The first item will contain the shipping address, and after this we'll need to calculate the final total. So final total will be the subtotal plus the shipping charges. Okay, so this is what I have declared here, and here on this on initialize method, we have to assign few variables like the shipping address, payment mode and shipping charges. We'll assign some default values to them. So here we have created this on initialized. So whenever this component my cart.razor will get initialized for the first time, this values will get set, and once it is rendered, so on after rendered successfully for the first time, this on after rendered method will get execute, and it will check the session and assign the value to our my cart. So whatever data user has added to the cart, that entire thing is in this my cart. So now we'll have to create the structure in our HTML section to bind that my cart. So here we will remove this my cart, and before creating the entire structure, we'll need some CSS. So let me create the CSS. The style is simple. We are having some container. It is having some width, and margin is auto, and left and right padding we have added of 10 pixel. Then we have the cart page with margin as 20 pixel and auto. Then we have a table. Okay, so in the table the width is 100% and border collapse is collapse. Okay, then we have this cart info and display as flex, and flex wrap up will be the wrap. Then for this table, we have the table header. So we have applied some alignment and color and background and font size. Then we have table data TD with some padding. Then we have inputs inside this TD with the width and height. Then anchor tag will have something color and font size, and some images. For those images we have given some. If inside the TD, if there is an image, then for that image there will be some fixed height and width. Then for total price we have given this display and justify content, and the total price table will be this one. And the TD last child will have a text align of right, and the table header will also have a text align of right side. So this is the basic CSS which we have added here. Now let's create the design. Okay, so here if you see, we have this div. We have applied this first class, small container, cart page. These two classes we have applied, and inside this div we have a if part. In the if part, it's a logic to design to display the entire cart. If the cart is not equal to null and there is some product inside the cart, then only this part will get displayed. In the else part, what we have done is we have put some HR tag and horizontal line, and after that we have used a simple image, the image which we have already added in our www root folder, and here we have this empty cart image. Let me open it. So this is the image. Cart is empty, looks like you have no item in your shopping cart. So this image will get displayed only if user has not added anything in the shopping cart and simply navigates to my cart. That in that case we are simply showing this. So it will go, the my cart will be null and it will go in the else part. Now if you see here in the if part, what we have done, we have created a simple table. Okay, and in the table we have a table header with a product, remove, price, quantity and subtotal. This is the heading, and then we have a table row. So for each row, okay, for each row what we are doing is we are creating a table design. So the first TD is nothing but cart info. It will have the image and the product name. The next will be one hyperlink with a remove. If we just click on the remove, then that item will be removed from the cart. Then third will be the price of the cart. Fourth will be an input of type number, and we are binding the quantity. The minimum quantity is 1 and the maximum is the available stock. Okay, and on click of that we are calling this on quantity change. Okay, and the last one is the total. So total will be price into quantity. Okay, and then we have this div class total price. So here it's a simple table with a table row, table row, table row, 4 table rows. The first is a subtotal, shipping charges, final total and shipping address, and the payment mode, and the final button will be checkout. Okay, so we have already declared these variables, and these variables we are using in the second table, this total price. Okay, so here you can see we need to create few methods: remove from cart and parse the cart item, and then we have on quantity change. These two methods we have to create. So let's go in our code section. Okay, so here if you see, it's a simple method and it receives the cart item. So here if you go in our loop, you see this cart item is being passed as an input to this method cart. Okay, my cart is a variable of cart, and that cart is being passed as a input parameter to remove from cart. So whenever we click on remove from cart, that particular cart item we are removing from my cart. Okay, and then whatever my cart is there, we are assigning it again in the session, and then we are informing the admin, the main.layout page, by invoking this notify event callback, so that the counter again gets updated, because this my cart is a child page and that shopping cart icon is on the main layout page. Now we'll have to create this quantity on quantity change. So let's create that. So this on quantity change method is nothing but, initially whenever there is a change in the quantity, if user is added only single quantity and then he updates and makes it 2, in that case we need to update the final total again. So in that case we are simply assigning the subtotal and final total to 0 and then looping through again and again, reassigning the final total and recalculating the subtotal. It's a pretty simple logic here. Okay, so here in our this part we have already created all the required methods. Now in our second part, the second table, we need to create this method checkout and this checkout part. Okay, so we'll simply create an empty method as of now, because the checkout will have to, before checkout we'll have to create the login and register page. Okay, so here we have created an empty method. So let's build the entire solution. Okay, so build has succeeded. Let's do Control F5. Okay, so here I'm clicking on add to cart. Let's navigate to the my cart. Okay. Okay, so initially if you see, when I'm navigating here for the first time, it is showing cart is empty, but if I click on it again, then it shows the required thing. So we'll have to debug it and see why it is showing, why it is coming as null for the first time, and on the second time it is showing the details. So if you can here you can see the design, even the product photo is not loading. That I think is because of the URL. So we'll have to add the API URL here. So let's close this page. So here to load the image we'll have to add this. Okay, so on our index page we have added few localhost. This is the port number. The same port we'll have to use here. And if we see here on render, on first render, so let's start the code again in debugging mode this time. Add to cart, navigate. So here if you see, let's go here and put a breakpoint. Let's navigate here. Let's go to home, navigate and see what is the result. Press F10. Result is success. My cart is having the value of count. Everything looks fine. Final total is also 600. Count is 0. Let's continue. Okay. I think we'll have to notify the event. So let's close the tabs. So here, after this entire thing is loaded, we'll have to call this method on state change. So state is getting changed here. So because of this, the page is not getting refreshed. Okay, it's because initially when the screen loads, this my cart is null, and once after rendered, this is because the my cart is getting assigned, and finally after the end of this rendering, we have to call this method state has changed. Okay, it's part of this component based dot state has changed. It's an inbuilt method. So let's do Control F5 this time. It should work. Let's click on add to cart and click on the icon. Okay, so this time it is completely properly working. Okay, so we have this entire structure. The design is pretty simple here. Let's go to shopping cart and remove from this cart. Now the cart is empty. Click again. Let's add few more items and click on add. So you have 3 and we have 3 items over here, and the proper name, price, quantity is 1 by default, and if you see the total, now let's increase the count. So if I increase the count, it again changes to the subtotal is also getting increased, and based on the subtotal plus shipping charges plus total, all these things are getting increased, because on this quantity we have called this on change event, and on that on change event is indirectly calling this entire thing. And this is what the design looks like. So if we remove it, let's go back here. Now here we have to add the quantity again. Okay, so this is the my cart design. In our next video we will be, because whenever user clicks on checkout, either he has to register or log in. So in our next video, when user clicks on checkout, then we will navigate, make sure that the user navigates to the login page. If he is already logged in, from the login page he will log in and come back to our shopping cart, because from this my cart only he has navigated to the login page. So that we will be adding here, and also this register page will be adding. Once this is done, then we will go to our account page. So see you in the next video.